Good afternoon. My name's Simon Williams. I'm the Chief Executive of Sunbeam Fostering Agency, including Sunbeam Pride, and just joining this afternoon doing a Facebook Live event to talk about fostering and our support to our children and young people. I'm very proud to be the Chief Executive of Sunbeam Fostering, and furthermore, really proud of the amazing hard work that our foster carers continuing to do at this difficult time with coronavirus. Today we just wanted to catch up and just talk about some of the challenges together on coronavirus and what the agency is doing and what extra support is available to foster carers. So some of the areas that we've been looking to provide extra support on for foster carers is through our support groups. We do those support groups normally face to face, but we've been able to hold those virtually. So the support groups have been going really well. We've had really great interaction, and those support groups have been really good for people to talk through how they've been feeling, sharing problems, and just talking those through together. So we're continuing to have a really good program of our foster carer support groups, and we've also been doing support groups and activities for children and young people that have been really well supported, and they've been great also. So we've had certain events like bingo for children and young people. We've had art competitions, which have been great. I think if you have a look at our Facebook page, there's some fantastic artwork that's been submitted. So thank you to all the children that have taken part in those competition and activities as well. And we also had things like quizzes. The other support areas that we've modified and made available for foster carers is our online training courses, and there's lots of e-learning courses available to foster carers covering topics like cyberbullying and social media, promoting positive behaviour, safer caring. So if foster carers do want any access to online training, please do let us know. We can allocate any courses. Throughout coronavirus as well, we've been sharing regular updates to foster carers for guidance and support. And just wanted to say that if you have a look at our website, there's lots of good links within our website on providing just guidance around coronavirus for foster carers and children. So for foster carers, there's links to Foster Talk. Every foster carer has membership with Foster Talk, and they have great resources on their website. There is also other links on the website, such as there's a children's guide specifically in child-friendly format around coronavirus. Harry the Hound is a great website for children and young people. It's focused at children aged 6 to 11 and talks around mental health and well-being. Another initiative that we have starting tomorrow as well, we've linked up with education tutor called Sonny Sheena, and he's a really experienced education practitioner, and he'll be running a series of workshops. The first one, like I say, is tomorrow for our Midlands and Pride region, and that is focused on the importance of making mistakes. Obviously mistakes, you want to avoid them in the first place, but they can be really good to reflect on and learn, and that's what the session will be about. And then the other areas of sort of the workshops would cover would be around confidence in learning for children and young people. So these will be an hour session, open to everybody, hosted through Zoom, and we hope they prove really useful for the children and young people. So looking forward to starting those. The other session this week is on Friday at 2 o'clock. Other things that foster carers can call on if they are feeling stressful or anxious, or particularly during night time, or if there's an incident in the home, we have our out of hours support team that's always available 24 hours through our social work team and to our managers as well. So we do it any time currently. If you need that extra support, want to discuss something, please do give our out of hours team a call. The impact of coronavirus, obviously, we've seen a lot of broad impacts across for everybody, but particularly for parents and within the fostering. So, it's had an impact on increasing anxiety levels for children and young people and adults as well in the home. we're seeing the impact of social media, particularly for teenagers, and teenagers keeping in contact and having communication through social media. And again, it's just showing the impact. I think Young Minds have done a survey, and I think they found that 65% of parents and carers feel there's been an impact on their well-being overall during coronavirus. So, how is it affecting young people overall? Well, some of the thoughts that, just exploring this, that young people could be having is, sense of concern about the loss of their loved ones, less physical contact and communication with their friends, school and teachers, a change to their routine. Their normal routine has been affected for children and young people because of coronavirus. And then just around how our minds work, there's the limbic system that's referred to within our brains, and that's the sort of emotional seat of our brains, and that can be more active for young people at the moment around mood swings, them having risky behaviour, more conflict with parents or other children within the household. So these are just an overview of some of the impacts, and so what can we look to do about this? What sort of suggested tips? There's no right or wrong answer here. These are just suggested ideas that foster carers or parents might want to look at. So if you're trying to manage your anxiety for children and yourself, it's around remembering that your children are watching, and how we look, how we behave, and just talking through to setting the right example, talking to our children and saying that it's okay not to be okay. Other ideas around having a flexible routine, setting or resetting expectations about study and household chores. Other things that can be really helpful, just going out for a walk and taking that time out to talk to teenagers around how they're feeling, how they're relaxing, what sort of experiences they're having at the moment. But having that as a walk, or just getting outside and having that exercise as well, can help free up the mind, and then children may be more open on how they're feeling. The other thing is just encouraging children to keep an eye on their health, their overall general well-being, getting enough sleep, and exercise. So they're just some ideas around parenting. And then dealing with anxiety. This is a really difficult topic, and really not generally, but also within particularly currently with coronavirus. So anxiety, it's important to remember that it's a common feeling. A lot of people have anxiety and have anxiety issues on a day-to-day basis, and it's just talking to our children and other people in the household that it is a normal feeling. It's normal to worry, and we can naturalize that feeling, and to try and get a feel of how child or young person may be feeling. It could be useful to ask them to do some breathing exercises, and then afterwards just sort of rating from 1 to 10 how they might feel about their well-being overall. The other ideas that can be helpful are things like mindfulness, looking to perhaps practice yoga, which is perhaps a new experience for a child or young person in the household. Again, taking regular exercise, perhaps a child or young person keeping a diary or a journal to just record how they've been feeling, reflecting on that. Being outdoors, again, just that exercise, and also asking children and young people to perhaps draw or do some artwork on how they're feeling, being creative, because again that can help out, bring out some of the ideas about why the young persons might be feeling anxious, and just explain those feelings through a different format. So there's someone just asking about anxiety, so hopefully that's useful to cover on some of the reasons and what we can do about it. For social media, really be a big part of our lifestyles and today, and so really again it's an important, and going back to what we were talking around young people are watching, it's just setting the right example for our children and young people. So as adults, using social media ourselves at the right time, and limiting our time on social media, or putting the right posts on social media if our children are seeing those as well. Talking to around best use of social media and managing it well for young people. Just asking your child or young person which apps that they are using, how they're finding social media, perhaps setting some boundaries around the use of it, talking around screen time and the limiting that in the evenings or when best to be on social media overall. And just remember, the communication with friends at the moment for young people is really important, and that's probably happening quite a lot through social media. So though social media can be a dangerous for environment if it's not managed correctly, it can also be, at the moment, be a really powerful communication tool for young people, especially when people can't quite get together the same. So if they're able to contact through social media, and again, just talking around to child or young people around the issues they might be concerned about with social media. So things like cyberbullying, use of gaming online. But the main thing is that every foster carer is part of the Sunbeam family. We're all here for you currently, and if any foster carer wants to speak to their social worker, our registered managers, myself, Helen, our head of fostering, Alison, our registered manager at London, Emma, our registered manager for Sunbeam Pride, and Shams, our registered manager for Midlands, all our senior team is available. We'd be very happy to speak to any foster carer for to have a really good discussion. Time is available. We're here to support you. So I can't highlight that enough. If you just get in touch if there is anything that you need. I would like just to touch on Sunbeam itself. We want that we promote equal opportunities across Sunbeam. That's really important makeup of our agency, and stand against racism. Obviously that's a real current issue at the moment, and Sunbeam does, like I say, promote equal opportunities right across the organisation, agency, through our staff team, our foster carers, promoting equality and promoting that is really important for us and is a big makeup of Sunbeam overall. It's one of our core values. So there's Black Lives Matter campaign that's happening at the moment, which is, like I say, an initiative that we would support in respect of racism and promoting equal opportunities. We are also, continues to be a shortage of foster carers across England, and we are very much looking to recruit further foster carers into the Sunbeam family. We are continuing to provide our sort of direct response to carer enquiries. So if you know anybody who's interested in fostering, please do get in contact with us, because we're able to carry out our initial visits through virtual calls and video contact. So that's very much still happening on a day-to-day basis. Why Sunbeam Fostering? Sunbeam now, we've been operating for 20 years as an agency, so we have great experience. We have competitive allowances that the agency offers in respect to our foster care payments. The local authority relationships, we work very closely with local authorities, and all foster carers receive membership of Foster Talk. We have an excellent placements team, and we have our extensive foster carer training and the support from our social worker team. So we'd be delighted to hear from any new foster carers currently, but today was the more focuses around our existing foster carers. We are still continuing with home visits to foster carers through virtual means, and that will continue for the foreseeable future. We're monitoring that on a close day-to-day basis on the government guidelines. We would only be looking to undertake face-to-face home visits if there's a serious safeguarding issue within the household, or a placement stability issues, or of course other reasons if foster care urgently requires support. But we would only hold those visits if provided risk assessments has been undertaken and there's been a discussion beforehand between the foster carer and our social worker to check that there aren't any issues preventing a visit, such as health issues. So like I say, we could very much continuing with that sort of day-to-day support. If anyone wants to give me a shout, my email is simonw@sunbeamfostering.com. So if anybody wants to email me directly, please do feel free to do so. And I'd like to end, as I started, just thanking all our foster carers for their continued support. Wish all the best to our children and young people and foster carers and everybody for their continued health and well-being, and to also thank all the Sunbeam family, our staff team, for all their continuing hard work, and to wish everybody well also.